Hi, my name is Eric Jackson, and I will be presenting today on how to pack a 2-week bag. This is my classroom. I've got the TV here for a PowerPoint. This is my living room, but we have a first-year rookie firefighter who's interested in wildland. I get this question asked all the time of what to pack and bring for a wildland fire assignment, so I'll be going more into detail later. This material is important because you want to be prepared on your first wildland assignment. You're gone for 2 weeks and you don't want to forget stuff. And this will be useful for knowing what personal equipment to bring on the fire assignment. And I've been wildland firefighting for 10 years. 2 of those years was in Australia. I've gone on a numerous out of county, out of state wildland assignment. So I feel I'm well prepared to explain what needs to be brought on the wildland assignment. And there's also trial or error. I remember my first couple assignments, I didn't have all the required materials and it was a mess. It wasn't ideal, so I'd like to make sure you guys don't have that issue moving forward. The learning objectives for this demonstration today will be what kind of bags we bring. I'm not going to go into detail about a line pack. That's a whole nother ball game depending on what agency and what role you are on the fire line. But I'm going to go over planning for a 14-day assignment. Most fire assignments are 14 days. Sometimes they can get extended up to 3 weeks or 21 days, but a good rule of thumb is to pack for 14 days, and that's what I will be explaining today. I'm going to show you what I bring. I'm going to show you a few do's and don'ts, and I'm going to give a disclaimer that this may vary again by agency, your age, gender, and culture. Not everyone packs the same. Just because I pack doesn't mean it's the right or wrong way. These are just suggestions on what to bring. So this is my 2-week bag. I always try to pack that with in mind that I might be flying to or from a fire assignment. It happens a lot, especially depending on your role. You can get flown out to fire assignments. So one, I always like to be compatible with the airline limit, usually 44 pounds. I try to stay under that per bag with no more than a total of 65 pounds for all your personal gear. Sometimes when you get on helicopters, they will restrict you to 65 pounds or less. So that's a good rule of thumb to shoot for when you're packing your bag. This is my what we call red bag. It's government issued. I try to keep all my fire gear in here, whereas I keep my clothes and personal items in this one. So for my red bag, I've got my wildland PPE, my yellows and greens. The reason why I keep them in here and not my clothes bag is will get contaminated during the fire assignment. I try to keep as much, I keep my contaminated gear away from my personal gear as much as I possibly can. And I'm going to go fairly quickly with this lesson due to time constraints, but I just want to explain the basics of what I carry. This is a foldable cot, and this is a backpacking tent that's very lightweight. So in my red bag, I've got my tent, a lot of my sleeping items. I've got my sleeping bag, my cot, and then on the outside, I've got my greens. And if I have my line pack, I'll keep these with my line pack so they're not contaminating my personal clothes. So this is my clothes bag. I found over the years, usually about 2 weeks of clothes is plenty, even though I mentioned you can be on the road for 3 weeks. Usually, but not always, if you get extended, you'll have an opportunity to wash your clothes. So I shoot for 16 pairs of underwear and 16 pairs of socks, minimum. And then sometimes I have personal clothes, but plan on at least 16 full days of uniforms, everything, because you just never know what to expect when you're out on the fire line. So in here I have my clothes. I have a toiletry bag. I won't go into too much detail about that. Everyone's different, but I basically have deodorant, soap. I have shower shoes and toothbrush and all the basic necessities. Some people pack a lot more toiletries. I try to kind of stick with the minimum. That makes me comfortable. So I have my clothes in here. I pack 2 cell phone chargers. It seems like every fire assignment I go on, I either lose one, lend one out, or it breaks. That's why I have 2. And so a big do's and don'ts for this lesson: do not pack food in your personal bag. One, food is really heavy. It can attract animals. I've seen guys have ants or other animals get into their bag. You do not want to keep any food or snacks in your 2-week bag. You don't want to mix that up with your clothes. Just don't go there. And again, all of this, everything I'm saying is agency specific. If you have more questions or what to bring and what not to bring, please contact your engine captain. They will set you straight on what to bring, what not to bring, and they'll know your agency standards better. And again, since we're limited on time, I'll go through some of my favorite items. This is a lightweight rain jacket. It's actually a lot warmer than it looks, and it's super thin. It's something you can wear to briefing. You can wear it over your yellows if you want in the cold mornings, but it also compacts very well. These are expensive, but when you're out there all summer long, you'll realize it's good to invest in some a high quality rain jacket. As far as socks goes, I go with the full heel, full ankle, Darn Tough. Darn Tough has a lifetime warranty. I have yet to wear a pair out. I end up losing them before I wear them out. They're lightweight, they're comfortable, they're moisture wicking, they're a wool blend. It's everything you want in a sock. When you're on your feet for 16 hours a day or more under those boots, these are a lifesaver. I make sure to have 16 pairs of these. I also pack usually around 10 agency shirts, just the typical agency shirts. You're not always going to be wearing your yellow. You're going to want to have your agency just kind of a uniform. You can also travel in these, but make sure you have plenty of agency shirts. Also some personal clothes. I like these shorts. They're curly. They have a belt loop on them, so you can wear them like cargo shorts, but they're also swimsuit material, so they dry quickly. If you guys get a day of R&R, day off, need to go in the pool, creek, whatever, and they're very lightweight. I highly recommend having a couple pairs of shorts for the days you're not on the fire line. And then I also bring at least one pair of sweatpants, just normal plain sweatpants. These come in handy on the very cold mornings or at nighttime if you're sleeping, keeps you warm. And I'm not ashamed to admit that I've actually worn these under my yellows to go to briefing in the morning. Acts like a pair of long johns on some of the colder climates. Those cold mornings, these come in handy. So at least bring one pair of these. This is what I recommend. All right, so we're gonna have a review. What is the typical duration of a wildland assignment?
2 weeks up to 3 weeks.
Good. The typical weight of your bag is not to exceed how many pounds?
65 pounds.
65 pounds, good. And how many clothes do you pack for? How much clothes do you pack? Like socks and underwear sets?
Enough for a 2-week assignment.
Perfect. And why don't you pack food in your 2-week bag?
Because typically food will be provided, or you can put it in your line pack.
And who do you ask if you have questions about what to pack, what to bring on the assignment?
You ask your engine boss.
Engine boss, engine captain, perfect. Thank you. And that concludes our training for today. Just a quick recap. Keep bags under 44 pounds with a total of 65 pounds in general, as a general rule of thumb. Also create a list of all your items. This really comes in handy when you're doing a last minute double check. You can go down your list and ensure you don't forget anything. Trust me, when you get the fire call, you're excited, you're tired, it's 2 a.m., you're in a hurry, you're gonna forget something. That's why having the list is essential. And I always keep my bag packed year round. I know it's a little excessive, but I've gotten call outs in January. I have a dedicated fire pack that I have packed year round. But for most people, if you keep it packed and ready to go during fire season, you'll be one step ahead of the game. And again, any questions that you have about what to bring, what not to bring, talk to your engine boss, squad boss, crew leader, agency administrator, and they will make sure you're bringing the right stuff. And thank you for coming to my lesson today.